Hello everyone. I have brought forth a story I named Bonds Thicker Than Blood from a series I hold dear. And while this is my fourth work, this is my first work to make it to YouTube as an audiobook. What you are going to listen to is the Musicless version where only my voice will be reading along with subtitles. If you wish to listen along with music in the background for a more unique experience, there will be a link in the description for a music version. And if you would rather read it at your own pace, you can read the entirety of Bonds Thicker Than Blood at Javier the Great at AO3. Link will also be in the description. Without further ado, I hope you enjoy. Chapter 1. Prologue. The Dark Lord's castle lies just ahead. She steps forward towards the bleak drawbridge. Rusty chains rattle loudly throughout the gloomy night as the demon's lair welcomes her. The bridge crashes as it makes its path, ripping across the silent night sky, and at its end is complete darkness. The young woman, donning the legendary equipment, worn by the heroes of old, takes hold of the hilt of her sword and raises it. Once released from its sheath, its holy sheen pierces light like an arrow through the darkness, revealing the decrepit red carpet that greets her. Though the path before her is large and intimidating, holding many secrets within its chambers, she remains undaunted by its presence. Their echoing words ring in her mind. She knows the end of a terrible era is near. With the war cry that echoes throughout the land, announcing to the Dark Lord of his coming demise, she charges forward into the castle depths. Stomping through the castle entrance, running with a blistering speed like a great saber cat, two giant stone statues resembling the men of ancient history await by the massive door at the end of the deep red carpet. As she approaches, their eyes alight with yellow flames and step forward to the small woman, attempting to impede her advance. However, their response to her approach leaves her with a devious grin as she maintains her momentum and slashes through the closest one as if it were made of paper. It falls to the ground into two perfectly cut pieces and disappears in a white light, leaving nothing of its existence. Heavy stamps rush towards her, and turning around, the other statue's foot is raised to its chest as it readies to crush her entire body. She raises her bright shield as a pitiful defense, but the statue halts, struggling to follow through. Moving her shield, standing before her is a bulky young man wearing a green karate gi with armored plating on the shoulders and knees, holding the statue's foot in place with his large, bulging forearm. His shout grows as he withholds the statue's weight, and with a mighty push, he topples the sentient creature. Its body echoes throughout the castle as it falls, and with another shout to challenge the last, he flies high into the air like a firework, and brings both his knees to the statue's face, completely shattering it. With the monster becoming absorbed by the light, several more take its place as they emerge from the darkness. He lifts himself from the ground, brushing his long braided ponytail away from his face before snapping around and driving his foot into the door, sending it flying off its hinges. "Go! I will meet with you later," he orders, and she continues her assault through the castle, delving deeper into the heart of the darkness. The next door is close by and in reach, until crashing from the ceiling drops a fat green dragon, landing and barricading in front of the heavy door like a boulder. The bloated beast is immobile, only turning its head to face her. Its large belly rumbles like a thundering storm, and from the depths of its mouth, a smoldering hot, bright fire builds. It readies its breath, but a shining knife thrown from the shadows, penetrating through its thick scales, distracts the dragon. Both her and it face to the dark corner of the room, awaiting a reveal of the culprit. A soft snicker greets them, and sauntering out is a young woman with dark skin as beautiful as the desert dunes, and silver short hair which is bright like the stars. With a cunning smirk, she taunts the beast, and it unleashes its blinding fire towards her. The fire coats the corner of the room in a hot, blistering flame, and as it departs, nothing is left in its wake. The dragon repositions its head to face the front of the room, readying another torrent of fire. However, the beast wails in pain, and atop its back is the clever woman with a sharp dagger in its back. Before the dragon can even realize, she slides down its neck, withdrawing two hidden blades from her thick cloak, piercing them into the sides of its head, brutally finishing the dragon like an assassin claiming their target. The light consumes the dragon, and the door it guarded miraculously opens. As the woman in her shining mail continues her charge, the other woman has already disappeared, leaving no trace of her presence. The ceiling opens up to show the black sky, and just ahead is a demonic garden filled with grotesque, man-eating flowers reeking of poison, fountains of demon statues pouring out pools of blood, and ancient carcasses of the innocent who were imprisoned within these walls. A perfect glimpse of the world he wishes to create. However, the end draws near as the final door to the throne is but a stone's throw away. She rushes through the dead garden, but a sinister cackle swarms the air. From the open sky, flying with the pattern of flies, are small demons with whips and knives. She spins around, cautious of their movement, swatting away any that dare approach. A horde of them dive at once, and within a few feet of her, a glacier of ice forms around her, entrapping them in a cold prison. "Let me help," a voice calls, falling next to her from above. A small-framed young man in a clean priest robe lands by her side, and without another word he raises his steel staff towards her. A red light surrounds her, and the energy from his spell is hot with an intense rage, slowly melting the ice. She points her sword to the sky and lets her voice roar. Her scream increases to an immense level, as if calling upon a deity from above. The wall of ice melts. Electricity courses through her body, reaching her hair as it spikes towards the sky like a lightning rod. Thunder booms in the distance as the monsters slowly stare at each other, nervous of what's to come. A bolt of lightning crashes onto her sword and she wraps it around her body. "Gigagash!" she yells as she rips the sword around her, summoning an oceanic wave of lightning towards her enemies. The lightning slams into their bodies. Their screams of agony are slowly swallowed by the flames, encasing their sickly skin before reaching peace as the light finally takes them. Her hair returns to normal, and the young man follows her to the door. She reaches it. The other two from before arrive by falling from the top of the open ceiling. All four of them stare down the door. They look at each other with nods of approval and push the final door open together. Its light blinds her, and when it dissipates, she awakens. She shoots up from her bed with a heavy breath, taking a moment to examine her bare arms, feeling light as a feather. The warm, gentle morning sun pierces through her window, and the smell of her mother's comforting breakfast travels up to her room. This dream has been haunting me far more than it used to. Did Dad have these dreams in the beginning? She lets out a gasp. Oh no, I overslept. The king is gonna never let me live this down. She launches herself out of bed, interrupting her wandering thoughts and dresses into whatever clothes are nearby as she beelines for her bedroom door.